what was happening to General Flynn, Lieutenant General Mike Flynn. I remember being approached by, let's say, federal law enforcement officers who had told me, you really need to dig into what's happened to Lieutenant General Flynn. Apparently, there's a lot been going on inside the FBI. Look at Andrew McCabe, focus on some of these characters. It was the same thing that happened to John. I started focusing in and just really taking a step back, saying what's going on here. And the more we started to investigate, little by little, we started peeling back what we call the onion, right? The layers of the onion. It really felt like that. So then I think, it can't get much worse than this. It can't get much worse than this.
Was General Flynn set up?
I absolutely believe that General Flynn was a target from the very beginning.
Because the Obama generals didn't like him. The
That's
Obama
absolutely
intelligence, is that correct?
Yeah.
Their intelligence.
Absolutely.
And if you keep in mind, if you look back at that time, he was talking about a massive reorganization of the intelligence community.
That's right.
There are a lot of powerful constituencies in the intelligence community that like the status quo, and he was talking about reorganizing that, and I think he had a target on his back and the opportunity struck. And to answer the question of whether he was set up, all you have to do is take James Comey's own comments at that seminar in New York. We tricked him into being interviewed before he could get lawyers. What a statement to be made by the man. Yeah, to be made by the man who oversaw our FBI.
Not only that, a man, but to oversaw the FBI, but a man who spent, a lieutenant general, who spent 33 years of his life dedicated to this nation, who his service overseas was exemplary. Without him, I have been told by assistant deputy directors of the Department of Defense and others, without him, he was like the third leg on getting Al-Qaeda, on targeting all the Al-Qaeda operatives in Iraq. Yeah. In Afghanistan, I talked to soldiers who said he would stand by us, he was always there for us, he was always defending us. And they just basically destroyed this man's life. They turned his life upside down, but I knew it. There was a purpose for that, Mark. There was a purpose because he had access to everything. This is a man that angered the CIA, that was head of the DIA. He had connections all over this town. He knew where the bodies were buried. He knew about Benghazi. He knew how all these operations, and President Obama and his team early on knew they had to get this guy out of the way. And they had to get him out of the way quick.
And they'd already tried
to
get him out of the way, and they failed. And he became a top advisor to the President of the United States. I hope he's at the top of the list for a pardon. That's just me. Ladies and gentlemen,